After decades of communism, thousands of Cubans took to the streets demanding freedom as food shortages and economic struggles have made their life miserable. Been like that for a long time. Our next guest says the days of dictatorship are numbered. Florida Republican Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart is the son of Cuban migrants, and he joins us right now. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
You know, we saw a lot of people out in the streets in Little Havana, there in Miami yesterday, because they, too, feel this could be the beginning of the end in Cuba.
Well, what you're seeing is, again, the rejection of 62 years of dictatorship, of communism, of socialism, of lack of basic goods. But the most important thing, Steve, and you're seeing it in all the demonstrations, is people yelling for freedom. Freedom is the solution. The problem is communism and socialism. The solution is freedom. That's what they're asking for. That's what they're working for. And they're risking everything to try to regain their freedom.
Yeah. Congressman, it's interesting. Yesterday we were playing some of the sound from somebody at the Department of State in Joe Biden's administration who said the demonstrations are a reaction to COVID. It's not about COVID. It's about communism, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. You know, and all you have to do is listen to the Cuban people themselves. They're not out there saying vaccines, vaccines. They're actually yelling for freedom, libertad, libertad. Not only that, Steve, if you've seen some of the images, really emotional images for me, you've seen the American flag, a lot of folks carrying the American flag, which, by the way, that's a crime in communist Cuba. And yet they're out there carrying the American flag. Why? Because the American flag symbolizes freedom. It symbolizes everything that's good for people around the planet. That's why it's so sad that for certain people here in the United States who tend to kind of, dislike their own country, they hate the flag. But around the world, whether it's in Iran, whether it's in Hong Kong, whether it's in Cuba, those seeking freedom, those living under repression, they see the American flag as what it is, a symbol of freedom, of goodness. And again, what the Cuban people are demanding is freedom. And that's what they're yelling in the streets.
And to them, it's worth it. It may be against the law, but it's worth it because their lives are on the line. Congressman, also, we heard a number of media figures say essentially what is going on is a manifestation of what Donald Trump wrought on the country of Cuba with sanctions and things like that. Is that accurate?
No, it isn't. It's absolutely totally inaccurate. Donald Trump was the president of freedom, particularly the president of freedom in this hemisphere. And he is seen that way by folks who live under repression and oppression. And so the same people that criticize the flag and hate the American flag also will criticize President Trump for his attitude of showing solidarity with the people living in those conditions and looking at ways to pressure their regimes. Unlike, by the way, during the Obama administration, the Obama administration went out of its way to help fund and help and solidify the Castro regime and abandon the people. The contrast could not be so dramatic. I'm exceedingly grateful for President Trump's policies around the planet, but particularly in this hemisphere and dealing with Cuba. He was, frankly, the best friend of the cause of freedom. And by the way, the voters turned out en masse, the Cuban Americans, the Venezuelan Americans, those who understand what it is to live under repression. They turned out for President Trump. And by the way, how we wish that President Trump was in the White House at during this very important moment.
All right, let's see what happens if there are more protests this weekend. Whether or not the regime allows it, I wouldn't hold my breath. But nonetheless, they made a great point this weekend. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, sir, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us live.